In terms of testing, I think we go for a personalized approach, but in today's era of biohacking, Ginger, everybody wants to know. There are a couple things when it comes to microbiome testing, but a lot of the comprehensive testing and not just stool, just general specialty functional testing is typically not covered by insurance. They're not necessarily CLIA approved, and that's like our standard lab that analyzes the test and makes sure that they can duplicate and replicate, and it gives us consistent results within certain parameters and standard deviations. So they're generally not approved. FDA does not regulate them in that way, right? They're just independent labs. They tend to be expensive, unfortunately. So I wish we would get to a place where we can agree on the best tests with the most evidence, and insurance accepts it, and we're able to provide our patients with a lot more information. So for some of those reasons, it makes testing prohibitive or only available to those who can afford it, which doesn't seem fair. And there's an array of information that you can get about gut health and digestion and absorption through standard traditional conventional labs that are CLIA approved. So always a good idea to go in that direction. There's also testing overwhelm. So we also try and pace the testing. One microbiome test you can discuss it for months and months and months and generate just so much information, because you could focus on, okay, this is what's happening in the gut, and these are the microbes that we think are involved in insulin resistance, and these ones we see a lot in anxiety and depression. You could really break it down and work on different aspects. But one thing patients always forget is the microbiome changes within 24 hours. So what you saw 6 months ago may not be what's there today, but microbes multiply, replicate every 20 minutes, right? And a lot of it is influenced by what you're eating. Did you go to Japan and spend 4 weeks eating sushi, and what does your microbiome look like? And then you return to the States, or you went to Mexico and got a traveler's diarrhea, and now you've got giardia or something like that. So it changes a lot, and I think people have to understand that it is a dynamic process.
It makes it really fascinating, but also really complex. And I think one challenge that we're at, like culturally with nutrition and health in general right now, is trying to biohack or oversimplify.
I agree with you 100%. We're all in kind of this data collecting phase to really provide very targeted therapy that is going to be prescription based, right? Because I think the targeted therapy is going to be so potent that it's not a supplement that you're just going to be buying over the counter, kind of like GLP-1, extremely targeted molecule. I think that's what we're going to see with microbiome therapeutics. We're going to get very targeted.